everyone. Welcome to Unmask and Happy New Year. It's been so long since I've done this. I am a bit nervous because I know that I'm actually going to post this episode and I'm not just recording it. I have been gone for so long, but today I just thought maybe we could just catch up a little bit, have a little chat, and maybe talk about what's been going on. So, guys, I've been gone because I've really just been taking care of my mental health and my well-being. I've just been trying to put in that inner work so that I can put out things that add value, like I set out to do. I needed time to myself because I realized I was really pouring from an empty cup and it just wasn't working for me. I was recording but I just couldn't post because I wasn't really happy with the work that I was doing, and because I wasn't happy with it, I just started nitpicking and just criticizing myself so much, and then I just would really overwhelm myself for no reason, and I just overthink and have all of these negative thoughts that just in my head, just worrying about things that are out of my control. What are people gonna say? Oh my gosh, people are gonna judge me, but judge me for what? And what are they gonna say about what? So I think I had to really take time to myself to reconcile all of those negative thoughts and emotions and just figure out what the problem really is. And I think it's just that I needed time for me, and yes, I just wanted to go back to the drawing board and remind myself why I started and really psych myself up about this again, because I will admit I did have thoughts about stopping and just cancelling the podcast, but then when it all came down to it, I just remembered why I even wanted to do this. I said I want to get myself out of my comfort zone and try something new, because really, what's the point of living if you don't at least try to do something that makes you a little uncomfortable? And I think one thing I can say is that this podcast has really showed me how many people you can connect with on the internet, and that did sometimes overwhelm me. And that's not because people were saying things that were negative. No, I really got a lot of positive feedback. And let me just take a moment to say thank you to everyone who listens to this podcast, and everyone, I saw some people left some ratings on the Apple Podcast platform, so I'm really grateful. Guys, thank you so much. And also the people that tell me in person and on other social media platforms, I do appreciate you guys listening to my podcasts, and I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying this. I've only put out about 8 minutes of content, and the amount of feedback I've been receiving is just okay, wow, it's surprising. But yeah, guys, it's really encouraging, so thank you. And if I don't reply right away, please don't feel like I'm ignoring you. It's just sometimes, okay, with Instagram DMs, I don't always get my DMs right away. I don't know what's up with that, but with other things, if I can reply, I will. Anyways, I just want to say thank you, guys. Yes, so with feedback, sometimes positive feedback can encourage you, but it also opens up such a huge dialogue that can be very overwhelming. And then that's when you have to just consider boundaries that you've set in place and what you are comfortable talking about, or to what extent are you comfortable engaging with people, because I personally don't usually engage with people on social media, which is crazy, but I don't. There's only a handful of people I talk to on my Instagram, and then even on Twitter, I don't usually take part in massive conversations because I don't know, sometimes people there are just weird, but I just like talking to my friends, laughing, reading poetry, and yeah, that's it really. And yeah guys, so I wanted to just remember why I started, I wanted to add some value to my listeners' lives, even if it's like something small, but I just want to add some sort of positive contribution to the mix, and share myself, be authentic and learn so much from you guys. I think people are sometimes unaware, like some of the things that they share can really teach us so much, and it's really nice to just be part of like a wholesome community, which is what I hope to build here with this platform. And yeah, I just really wanted to challenge myself this month because it's February now, but to just create more and to put myself out there. So I still don't want to say, guys, expect a podcast every week or every month or whatever, but I will try to be more consistent. And yeah, I'm just gonna do what feels comfortable, because at the end of the day, I'm really not obligated to do this. I'm just doing this for me, so I'm gonna go at my own pace. And with that being said, guys, I just want to share something that I think is very important for anyone who decides to also embark on their own unmasking on their own unmasking journey. Is, guys, the foundation of all of this is self-love. You need to love yourself, or at least be willing. If you don't, be willing to love yourself and start there, because you are gonna face yourself as you are, and you need to be open to that and embrace yourself. And it's gonna be a very, very challenging journey, but it's a rewarding one. And I don't think it has a destination, but it's like once you're on it, you sort of get it, And I can tell you a few things that, loving and accepting yourself, well, myself, has taught me, is that when I am in the space where I'm really loving and accepting myself, it's so easy for me to show up for others and to love them as well and accept them as they are, because all that energy that you are using trying to all the energy that I would usually be putting into trying to change someone else, I turned that around and I focused it on myself, and my life is actually changing because of that. And I don't have to put that on other people anymore. I just accept them as they are and we move. Guys, I'm sorry if you can hear the kids making a noise outside. There's nothing I can do about that. Yes. And also, guys, you really have to work on this every single day, And I think taking care of your mental health is also a good way to show yourself that you love yourself. And that means trying things that are good for you, things that will make you feel good. Don't make it like you're punishing yourself. You're doing it because you love you. And once you get to a point where you can feel that you love yourself, uhana ka wena, next, you don't want anything, you won't let anyone or anything take that peace away from you. You're not gonna let negative people have an impact on you. They can't affect you because they don't have that control. You don't give that power away so freely, because only you know where that power is. And it's such a good feeling. It's very empowering. Loving yourself, just fully being in love and obsessed with yourself. And this is not in some vain way. It's just, it's all about journeying inwards. And man, when you love yourself, you don't allow other people to put you down. You stay away from any unloving ideas or anything that just is damaging to the self, you sort of just know this is not a space where I should be, and you move away from that. So just love yourself enough to improve yourself and to want to work on yourself. And then even for your mental health, it'll be so easy to find ways to take care of your mental health. In my previous episode, I did mention quite a few ways that I take care of my mental health. And guys, those aren't the only things that I do. Like, I'm always trying something new, because if there's one thing that I've learned is that you have to try different things and try to integrate them into your daily life, so that you're constantly doing things that are feeding you and that are like contributing towards your mental well-being, because you don't know what's gonna be the thing that is basically just, I don't want to say attacking you, but the thing that's coming at you on that day. Like if your only anchor is like, maybe you run. What if you can't run because it's raining, and you're not going to run, and you're going to have a rough day? No, you have to find other ways to take care of your mental health, so that when you can't do the one thing, you've got a whole list of other things you can do. You've literally just equipped yourself with so many things. Like, you're setting yourself up for success. And it's hard because it's a daily thing, and that means it takes time. So like, it's a daily practice. You need to show up for yourself every day. And like I said, guys, you don't have to show up at 100 every day. You just have to show up. And it does feel good, and you will thank yourself for it. I'm like reflecting on notes. That's why you can hear papers on notes that I wrote like from years ago. And I had this conversation with this lady who I met in university. She is a friend of mine. She's like a mentor to me, like a big sister. She played such a huge role in my life, and she still does. And I often go back to our conversations and our voice notes that we share, and just listen to the gems that we're dropping. And like, I was there was a time when I was just telling her how I'm just going through some things, and I think I was in a very reflective period in my life, because I had just undergone like a huge change, and I was just realizing so many things and wanting to change so much. And she just was also talking about like doing that inner work, and that's when I really became more intentional about journeying inwards, because I think I sort of had like language to describe what it is that I was doing, and I wasn't just reflecting, but I was really just journeying into myself and doing all of that work that needed to be done. And it's not something that is like you do it and it's done and you leave it. You have to show up to it every day. It requires self-discipline. If you don't tend to that garden, dude, like, those flowers aren't just gonna bloom. It's not one of those, it's not like weeds that you want in there. It's like a garden. And yeah, it's a very rewarding process. It's a lot of work, but it's work that actually matters, and where you can see the results of your efforts, and it's quite rewarding in that sense. And yeah, like, I don't want to ramble, but it's been a game changer for me, and it's really helped me to be aware of so many things in my life, and just really self-aware and honest with myself about so many things. And I also just found that like I've changed and grown so much. Like, there are so many things that I've wanted to get rid of, and parts of myself that I really wanted to improve, and I've done that, and I'm doing that, and it feels great, letting go of like people pleasing tendencies, and like that feeling like you have to constantly explain yourself to people and all of that. Like, just doing things that don't serve me, I don't do that anymore, and it feels good. And it's really something that I want to continue doing. So yeah, guys, take breaks when you need them. Don't feel like all this pressure to be present on social media, because the internet's not a real place. Like, your real life is your real life, dude, and you can't be present on social media and then you're not really present in your actual life. So I just want to emphasize again the importance of taking breaks from things that are taking from you, and just also be intentional about the ways that you spend your time, and just be real. Like, are the things that you spend your time doing really contributing towards the life that you want or the type of person you're trying to become? And if not, then make the necessary changes. Out of just loving yourself, do the things that are right for you, and it will pay off. Like, just give it time. It's a daily thing. Give it time, and eventually you'll start to see the fruits of your labor. Anyway, that's all I want to say, guys. Be intentional, love yourself, be kind to yourself, and just give yourself grace. Yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to say, and we'll talk again in the next one. I think these kids, if you guys would like to get in touch, you can do that on Instagram. Don't follow me on Twitter, please. On Instagram, my Instagram handle is my name and underscore. That's it, Swabato _ that is my Instagram handle. Guys can reach out to me there. We can have a little chit chat, and yeah, till we meet again, goodbye. Yeah, guys, bye.